Welcome to Shine Movement Space. This gentle routine uses optional yoga blocks. We'll start warming up the core and getting our spine moving, then ease into some standing stability exercises. We'll end with some abdominal and shoulder activation and a nice stretch. This class is beginner friendly and great for a quick morning movement session. I hope it leaves you feeling more mobilized and activated. Find yourself a place to set up and let's get moving and shine together. Hello, thanks for joining me. Before we get started, I just wanted to let you know that this video is part of a 4-part beginner-friendly and pregnancy-friendly series. So you might want to save this video so that you can reference back more easily if you want to find the other classes. Okay, let's get started. We are starting with our feet parallel. They're going to be a few steps outside of our hips. So feet parallel means that they are pointing straight forward. So really make sure that your heels are pulled in line with the rest of your foot, and then make sure your knees are facing forward. We have a little soft bend in our knees to start, and then we're going to dip our ear to shoulder and then round forward and to the other side, just loosening up our neck a little bit. You can even close your eyes. Start to get into your body. This is your time right now. Very good. Start to breathe a little deeper. Inhaling down and exhaling. Letting all the air go. Inhaling and really filling your rib cage. And then we exhale and let the air go. Good. Bring your head back up to center. We're going to lift our shoulders up. We roll them back and bring them down. Lifting up, back and down. We inhale and exhale as they go back and down. Inhale up, exhale back and down. Inhaling, just getting our body loose and ready to move for us. And one more time, inhale and exhale. Very nice. Let's take a moment and think about our stance and our body weight here. We're going to try to keep our feet nice and flat. So no rolling in or out, trying to make sure you feel both sides of the feet on the floor. Knees again are pointed forward. We're lifted up through our spine, making sure we're not pressing our pelvis forward to do this or arching our back. So we're going to think of our sitting bones pointing straight downwards towards the mat. Nice tall spine. From here, bring your arms behind your neck. We're not going to press on our neck. Just let our arms and our hands support our head gently. We come nice and tall through our torso. Abdominals draw in to brace our spine. We rotate side, 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 and then come back center. We rotate side, 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 and come back center. Side, 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 coming back center, and side, side, side. Okay, let's add the layer of the breath. We inhale, 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 exhale, come back to center. Little inhale, 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 exhale back to center. Very nice. Few more like this. So notice that my hips are not moving. They're not turning with me. I'm separating my upper body from my lower body. So I'm not taking my hips. So really make sure you're grounded in your lower body and it's just your torso moving. Let's do one more each side. Pulling abdominals towards the spine and exhale back to center. Very nice. From here, lifting up in the center. Abdominals are drawing back towards our spine. We reach over, bending at our side and come back up. We reach over and come back up. When you do this, I want you to think long before you bend. So it's like a little lift of your torso, almost an invisible lift, but there's a lengthening that happens before you bend sideways, if that makes sense. We're starting to feel our obliques fire up. So as you come back to center, the muscles on the side of our body are going to help us bring our torso back center. Lifting up and over and coming back center and lift and center. If you want a little bit more, you can raise your arms. We inhale over, exhale back to center. Abdominals are still engaged. My shoulders are staying facing the screen, so I'm not rotating. I'm simply bending side, reaching up and over to go out, and reach up and over. Few more like this. You can always find your own rhythm here. You don't have to follow exactly my movement. Listen to your body. Do what feels best for you and at the speed that feels good for you. With control, of course. All right, one more each side. And center, and side, and center. Very nice. From here, we're tucking our chin, rolling down our spine towards the mat, one vertebrae at a time. We inhale at the bottom. We lengthen our spine slightly. We exhale, release, and then we roll on up. Arms come side and overhead. Let's do that again. We inhale. Bring your ears or your shoulders towards your ears. Exhale. Lengthen. Feel that nice long length. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck your chin. Dive forward. Pretend like someone is pulling your back up as you're diving forward. Inhale at the bottom. Lengthen your spine. Release. And then we roll on up. One vertebrae at a time. Arms come towards the side. Big. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Raise your shoulders. Exhale. Lengthen. Let's inhale. And dive down. One vertebrae at a time. Really feeling length and space between our vertebrae. We inhale at the bottom. Lengthen up. Lifting your torso a little bit. We exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Stack your spine. Press down through your feet. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Arms come up. Inhale. And exhale. One last time. Inhale. Arms or shoulders raise. Exhale. Lengthen away. Feel nice and long and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Dive your chin forward, rolling down your spine. Feel the resistance. Feel like someone's trying to hold you up as you're going down so that you really create space between the vertebrae. Down here, instead of flattening our back now, we're just going to make little circles with our arms, loosening up our shoulder joints a little bit, continuing to breathe, of course. And then let's reverse that. Very nice. Stack your spine up, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Very good. Shoulders roll up, down, and back. From here, we're going to rotate from our shoulders. So getting those shoulders nice and warm. Palms come forward. We're rotating our palms towards the screen and open. Screen and open. Feel that almost widening across your back, the tops of your shoulders as you rotate and open. And make sure that's not coming from your elbow. So we're not chicken winging this to move our arms. We're rotating from up here And our arm is just coming with it, and our hand is coming with our arm, right? From here, when we rotate our palms forward, we're going to bring them together in the center and then open up. Bring them together, open your heart and chest. Bringing them together, open up. Feel your back stretch and widen as you bring them together. Open up. Bringing them together and open up. Now we're adding one more thing to this here. We're going to find a C curve with our spine. My knees bend. My spine is going to curve backwards into a C. My pelvis is tucked under, and then we stack up tall. So I'm tucking my pelvis, rounding my spine forward or backwards, and then stacking up tall in the center. Exhale to round. Feel your abdominals pull towards your spine and let that motion of your abdominals contracting pull your spine into a C position here. Your pelvis tucks under for this and lift. Abdominals draw in towards your spine, lifting up as they press back. If that makes any sense, finding that curve, rounding. And then as we open up tall in the center, we want to make sure that we're not extending and arching our back. So keeping our rib cage knitted closed in the front as we're in the neutral spine as well in the center. Let's do two more. And up, and one more. And up, very nice. Roll your shoulders up, down, and back. We're going to step our feet closer together so they're right underneath our hips. We're finding that parallel position again. So look down at your feet, make sure they're straight, make sure they're not a little bit turned out. We often tend to be a tiny bit turned out when we're in a natural stance, so just give it a check. Toes are pointed forward. We're going to hinge our torso forward now. Instead of rounding our spine, we're keeping a nice flat back. So I'll turn towards the side so you can see me. Abdominals are drawn towards my spine with a good exhale. From here, I hinge at my hips. My knees bend, my torso comes forward without my back bending or arching, and then I stack back tall. My knees bend, my torso comes forward, my bum goes backwards, and then I stack tall. Exhale. Inhale, stack it tall. Exhale. Abdominals are drawn towards the spine. Stack nice and tall. So back is staying neutral, making sure as you go back, your back is not arching like this. Nice neutral. Take your pelvis, make sure it's nice and centered, and then go back. From here, notice that my knees are not jutting forward as I bend. I want to try to keep my knee above my ankle. So I'm thinking of sending my bum backwards, really fighting the urge for that knee to come forward. And then I press down through my heels to stack my spine nice and tall. I hope that you are going at your own pace while I'm explaining this a little bit. Exhale back. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, nice long back, like you're sitting backwards into a chair. And we exhale. As the more you keep your weight backwards and press down through your heels, the more your glutes, your bum will start to fire up. And back. And up. And find your own rhythm. Continuing to breathe, of course. Good. On the next one, let's stay in that hinged position. From here, we're popping one heel up and lower, opposite heel and lower. Keep that heel in line and that ankle in line with your rest of your foot. So I don't want you to sickle that ankle out like that. So try to keep it nice and straight. Alternating. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Very nice. Up and lower. Very nice. Let's do one more. Each side, wherever you're at. And then set your heels down. From here, we're still sitting backwards into that chair, and we lift a little bit higher, and then we exhale and lower. Press into the floor, lift tiny bit higher, and then lower. Are your abdominals still drawn towards your spine? Exhale. You really want to make sure your lower back is supported by your lower abdominals. Thinking of pressing them in towards your spine like you're putting on a pair of tight jeans, but not letting your spine curve. Just brace that braced feeling of when you're kind of zipping up your jeans. Or maybe that's just me, I don't know. Very good, let's do two more. And one more. Very nice. Press down through the floor, stack your spine, roll your shoulders up, down, and back. Okay, last little part here. Let's come to the end of our mats. Feet are underneath our hips, toes pointed forward just like before. We're inhaling. Draw your arms up. We exhale, we dive down just like before. Walking our arms out. 1, 2, 3, 4. To kind of that downward dog position here. A-frame, up stretch. It's called a few different things. Pressing our heels into the mat as much as we can. Pressing down through the mat with our shoulders so that we're not hanging into our shoulders, rather lifted. Our abdominals are lifting from underneath to support us. Very nice. From here, walk through your feet a little bit, bending your knees, loosening up. I know that if you have tight hamstrings, this position can be uncomfortable a little bit. And also if you have sensitive wrists, this can be uncomfortable. And this is when these yoga blocks come into play. So that can help you to lift just slightly off the floor and just give a little bit of relief to both your hamstrings and your wrists. So use those if needed. Good. Press down through the floor now. Find a nice strong position. Shoulders drawn up, down, and back. We're lifted, feeling our own inner strength. Making sure our tailbone is not tucked under. Try to lengthen those sitting bones back towards the back wall. One more breath here. And then we're going to walk our hands in and then gently find a micro bend in your knees. Press down through the floor and roll up. Inhale at the top. All right, let's do a little series here. We exhale, we dive down, scooping our abdominals in and up. As we come down, we walk out to that downward dog position here. Very nice. Inhale, exhale, press the floor away, feel nice and strong. From here, you're going to pull your shoulders over your wrists, coming into a plank position. We come forward, and then we press back. We exhale forward, abdominal scoop in and up towards our spine. We press it back. Exhales, abdominals, brace your spine, lift, let them help you from underneath, and then press up. And one more. Coming down to that plank position, trying not to keep that bum in the air, and then press back to that A-frame. Walk back into your feet, bend your knees, press down through the floor and roll up. We're gonna do that same thing one more time. Inhale at the top, exhale, diving down, walk out to that downward dog position. Press down through the floor, inhale, Exhale, pull your shoulders forward over your wrist and press it back. Exhale, scooping abdominals in and up and press it back. And press. And one more. Nice long neck in line with your spine. Press it back. Walk your hands back in. Press down through the floor and roll up. Big inhale. Roll out your wrists a little bit if you need to. All right, we're going to do another form of this downward dog plank exercise. We're diving down, walking back out to our downward dog. I'm gonna go flat for this one. Okay, pressing down through the floor. From here, we are sending our weight backwards this time. We bend our knees, send our weight backwards towards our bum off of our hands, and then we exhale, shoot out to a plank. We can choose from here to lift our hips back to a downward dog. Inhale, reset, exhale, bend your knees, inhale, exhale, shoot to plank, lift your hips, and reset. Bend your knees, weight goes backwards off your hands, shoot out to that plank, lift your hips, and one more like that. We bend our knees, we shoot out to the plank, we lift our hips, and then we walk our hands back in and roll on up. Roll out your wrists if you need to. I'm going to show an option that's a little tiny bit more difficult. We roll down, abdominal scoop in and up. We walk out to that A-frame. We bend our knees, and now we shoot out to that plank. And from here, we just shift directly backwards if that's what you want to try today. So we shift backwards and shoot forwards. Shifting. Now you choose which of the two options you want to do, right? Backwards and forwards. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more, why not? Inhale and exhale. Press back to a downward dog. Walk your hands in. Press down through the floor, center and ground yourself. Inhale to roll up and exhale. We're gonna do one more downward dog and plank variation, and then we will cool it down. Roll on out those wrists, and then when you're ready, inhale, reach nice and tall. Exhale, dive on down. Walk your hands out to that downward dog. I might use the blocks because my wrists are feeling it. Press down through the floor, and then we shift forward into our plank. From here, we keep everything the same, except we shift our weight forward and back on the ball of our feet. So it's my feet shifting my weight. My abdominals draw towards my spine. One more like that. Lift your hips, walk your hands in. Bend your knees slightly, roll on up. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale, dive it down. We walk our hands out. You can even do this on a chair if you need a little more support. It's okay. Choose what suits your body. We shift forward. We shift our weight forward and back. Zip up through your inner thighs. Pull your abdominals towards your spine. Making sure that bum is nice and in line, one long line. Let's do one more. Very nice. Shift back, walk your hands in. Ah, very good. Roll on up nice and slow. Feeling nice and heavy. Rolling out your arms and wrists. Very good. Okay. From here, let's take a moment and give our wrists a little more love, because I know if this kind of position is new, it definitely can take a while to build up strength in those wrists. We also need to stretch them out, right? So bring your hands together for me and then flip your hands upside down, pressing up, lengthening through your wrists, and then up and lengthen and up and lengthen and up. Good. Now we're going to flip so the back of our wrist is trying to come together, and just stretch the back of your wrist. I know this is a funny position. It's not meant to be anything more than a wrist stretch right now. Feeling some length through that wrist that we just kept quite bent for those downward dogs and planks. All right, shake that out, roll those shoulders up, down, and back, and then we end by scooping up all that good energy we just created. Inhaling, exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale, let it go. One more time, we inhale. We scoop that energy up and we bring it to our heart. We close our eyes if you want. Inhaling, exhaling, feeling your heart beating beneath your fingertips. Inhale, exhale. Thank your body for doing something new perhaps today, or just for getting moving and loosened up. Inhale, exhale. Thank your muscles for supporting you. And then last inhale and exhale. Arms float open. They float down. Shoulders roll up, back, and down. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that your body feels nice and lengthened and activated, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Sincere thanks to you, my friend, for being an important part of the beginning of this channel. Every view, thumbs up, subscribe, and encouraging comment increases connection and really does help this space to grow. Please consider following if you haven't already. I appreciate your support, and I hope you'll join me again.